Hello, welcome to Mr. Patrick's Corner. Today we're going to talk about my hobby. I love air rifles. I live in California, or as people call it, Californistan, and we have very restrictive gun laws in this state. When I retired, I found that I couldn't do anything that I wanted because it was very expensive. I'm on a fixed budget. So I saved up my money and I purchased an air rifle. I came down to the AirForce right here, but this is the one I purchased, the first one. This is my second. My first one is this one over here. I bought this from Pyramid Air. It was an SS Escape, and I had issues with the rifle. I purchased it from Pyramid Air. They sent the rifle out. It had the small bottle. It didn't have this section on it. I've turned it into a bullpup design, and I added a longer barrel for more velocity and a Don EFL silencer on it. I had a lot of problems in the beginning with this. The first day I got it and I was assembling it, my tank wrench broke. It's a little black wrench that goes in here, and it broke. I called up AirForce. I sent out my warranty card. Always send out your warranty card. That's very, very important. Well, I sent out my warranty card, and they sent me out a new wrench. Came back about a week. I tightened up the tank, filled it with air. I had to use my hand pump. There's only two ways. There's actually three ways to fill this. You can use a scuba tank. Works really good, except if you live out in Trona or Ridgecrest. We don't have a dive shop in this town. The closest dive shop is in Lancaster, or you've got to go to Nevada. So I got a hand pump, and it takes a little bit to hand pump it. It takes 200 strokes, but you can fill up a little tank. So I filled it up and I started shooting. I went through about 150 pellets and my pistol grip fell off. This is kind of like a Murphy's Law story. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Well, my pistol grip came loose and I took it over to the gun shop in town. There's two of them. There's Fry's and Guns for Us. Tom over at Guns for Us fixed it for me, didn't charge me anything. It was a loose bolt and it just basically came loose, and he took the grips off and retightened it up. And everything was working pretty good. Except then my tank started to leak. Well, actually it was the Schreider valve on this side. And basically you just clip it on and it started leaking. Okay, so I replaced this. I ordered another one as a backup. I actually ordered two of them. And I replaced it twice, still leaking. After I fixed it, it would work, and then it would crap out again. And then my tank started leaking. I sent it back. I called up AirForce, spoke to Rachel, and she gave me the return number. I wrote it down on the box, sent it off, and 4 weeks later, they sent me back the repaired tank. And lo and behold, I used it for about a month and a half to 2 months, and it did the same thing. I sent it back out again. This time, I asked for a new tank, and they said, "No, Mr. Brown, we can't give you a new tank. You'll just have to fix it for you." So they repaired it again. And it lasted about 4 months. And this time, I sent it back. And in the meantime, I'd sent this frame out to Talent Tunes in Florida. It's in Jacksonville, Florida. And Tony did all the work on it. He put an 18-inch barrel in it. I got more power with it. I got better cheek weld with this because it fits my deal. Because wonderful AirForce, they can't give you a good cheek weld. It seems that they don't understand that maybe they could just put an AR adapter on here, but nah, they don't have that. I asked them, can I get a longer piece of metal? They said, no, you can't get that either. So this one cost me a little some money to get it jazzed up, and I did. And in the meantime, I got a tank from Talent Tunes. Now this tank has been on my rifle since I bought it. It never leaks. It's gone through, when Tony sent me out the tank, it had a full, I didn't know it, but it was completely filled, the 3,000 PSI. It went through the hottest summer and the start of the coldest winter months. I live out in Death Valley. It gets up to 145, 150 sometimes. And today it's over 100. So it stayed in my wood shed, in my workshop. It's a steel building, no insulation in it. They got insulation in it now, but back then I didn't. So it was when I went back out to assemble the rifle, because I've been healing up from some surgery I had, and lo and behold, the tank was holding air. I assembled it. I bought the frame from AirForce, the barrel I had, the spring assembly I had, and all the other parts that I had. I made this rifle, and it's a wonderful rifle. Talent Tune has, this is the best tank ever. It puts out 72 foot-pounds of energy. It's got a really nice thing about it is that it has a deal where you can put little orifices in. When you cock this back, you get, the tank has the setup on it. Oh, by the way, the tanks are made in America. I don't know where AirForce makes theirs, but these are made in America. And you got 3 different size orifices. That's the smallest one is like really, really pin-size hole, so that you can shoot. You get more shots. You get almost 100 shots at under 12 foot-pounds of energy. So you can shoot all day with it. I like 25 caliber. These are Exact Kings. I use JSBs. I use Vortex from Hatsan. These are excellent. Under 50 yards, they're the best. They're light. They're a very light pellet. They're 24 grains. These are FXs, and they're 34 grains. I also have slugs. I've got them in 44 and also 34. I also have some FX slugs that are 24 grains. Very nice shooters. You can shoot out to 2 1/4, 225 yards, and you can put them in with about a 4-inch group. And I really like that. This is an excellent gun for going out in the desert and hunting rabbits and doves. We have a lot of invasive species here. There's no limit on jackrabbits. There's no limit on Eurasian collared doves. Matter of fact, they love you to take them all out because they compete against the mourning doves. And the mourning dove nesting area is a protected area, and the collared doves put a lot of pressure on the mourning doves. So the fish and game would like you to kill as many as you can, and they make very good eating. So that's about the story with this rifle and my other one. I have a Gauntlet. The Gauntlet's been an excellent rifle. I had one problem with the tank. I filled it to the max, and then I put it away in my car, and it got hot and the seal broke. So I called up Umarex, gave them my warranty number. They sent me out a new tank and valve system for it. And it's one of the things you learn about air rifles. You don't want to fill them all the way up. You fill them to about 1,000 psi, so that gives you, for gas expansion or gas, it's usually for expansion. But I like them. They're fun. I'm working on, I have another rifle that I'm going to talk about separately called the Seneca Dragon Claw. That's another video. This is a very nice rifle, except for the company that sells them. They don't have very much in the way of insight from their customers. It's like Henry Ford, basically. You can have any color you want as long as it's black. The same goes for AirForce. They haven't done anything to make the rifle more shootable, but you have a lot of suppliers on the outside that have adjustment kits. Like you can put a regulator on this rifle. You can put a different stock on this rifle, but none of it is from AirForce. So it's a complicated thing, but I do enjoy air rifle shooting. I like target shooting. I have a great range out here in Ridgecrest. Guns for Us, it was set up by the NRA, and you can get a year's use of the range for $25 for a single person, $50 for a family, and I think it's about $80 for a group. You can call Guns for Us, and Tom will send you out the paperwork if you're interested. You live locally. This is a fine place to go to shoot. And they have an 800-yard range. They have a very nice 500-yard range. They have a pistol range, that's where I go, and the Black Powder Boys. So we have a lot of targets out there that you can shoot at, steel, and wood targets. You put your own paper targets on those, and it's a lot of fun. There's not too many people because we actually have 2 ranges in Ridgecrest. It's amazing, a gift of wonder. But if you've ever had to spend the kind of money that you have to pay down south, like in LA or Hesperia, this is a very good deal. Okay, I think that's it for today. We talked about the wonders of air rifles, and I'm really, really happy about it. So please subscribe and click. Thank you.